Talamel is in its twilight. The sands have buried its kingdoms. Corruption unburies its subjects. From such bountiful seeds, this world has reaped only entropy, chaos, and night. And though the secrets of Talamel's ruination are entombed below the sea of sand, it's a truth that will not rest.
Well, you may not be the most striking in Starspire, but you're always reliable with the time. Good to see you, Knight-to-be. What say we save a town? Our town. All Starspire will immortalize you in legend and song. The almost remnant knight who replenished the waters of Starspire when we so needed it most. And his dashing mentor, Lawrence, was most certainly integral too. Check your journal for our needs, but know I'll be here to talk if you'd like. If it isn't the remnant knights who will replenish Starspire's water stores, then who? You believe this is a task for the town's bellwethers? Huh. Recall just a few nights from last, as that fire sang its scorching aria inside Starspire's church. How many of the town's watchmen stood by our sides to drown its furious spirit? And I suppose that does mean there's good intentions within the otherwise sniveling ranks. But goodwill only spread from the top down. Rindell, the lead bellwether, is failing them. Orders what they need, like what we have. But water is a deserved right to each and every soul in Starspire. So let's be the ones to provide it. Quite the door, isn't it? The Forsaken Gods may have abandoned us when we needed them most, but at least they left some awe-inspiring architecture for us to remember them by. How I wish we could just break it down. Try swinging at it with that fancy sword of yours. Full might. Now, hard as you can. Well, minus a few arcane hoops in need of jumping, it's quite simple, really. Behind this egomaniacal maw is more water than you've ever likely seen in your life. Myself and the former knight stationed here on Starspire, we've been building a secret reserve. A whole cistern, hidden for when we may need it. But this ancient, forgotten place, it was never meant to be a cistern. The Forsaken gods enjoyed attention. Grand temples like this one, made so the kingdoms of man would bow before stone effigies and present offerings, buried underground, away from the light of Lysis. And so an offering we must give, in that bowl there. So in lies the arcane hoops in need of jumping. Knight to be, you need find an offering somewhere in this temple, and bring it back here.
dear knight-to-be. Your presence warms my soul, but not a quaking thing for my fingers. Frigid, wretched place, this temple. Even with the Church of Lysis still in embers right above the very spot where we stand. A horrible thing, that, the fire. And that fire, it's left us with all this. An entire river of runoff. Ashen, sickened runoff. My, we threw all the water we had at that fire, didn't we? Well, at least we're still alive. We can't, no. Ash and debris aside, this water carries the corruption of the night plague. One drink, you might start to have shadowed thoughts. A full belly of it. You will not be you anymore. We can't let a soul in Starspire drink from this. I'm still holding out hope that I can salvage something from the church above in this runoff. We lost a lot of memories in that blaze, and a friend, too. Even if he did what he... Well, anyway, there's a chest that's caught in the debris at the mouth of this runoff. May be worth your while. The people of Starspire once interred their dead here amongst those that have been dead for a millennium, warmed by Melgam's embrace. It's not very warm here, though. Not at all. Far below you, bridges extend across the endless abyss. These were believed to be the aqueducts that transferred the water supply to the great kingdoms across Talamel. The stones beneath your feet have been delicately carved by hand. This pattern is found all across the temple, but here encased within the circle, it gives the sense of waves in an ocean. At least how you would imagine waves to be. Far below you, bridges extend. These were
Well done, Knight-to-be. Well done. The water, it's just through here. Come, this way. Behold, the reason Starspire will never dry up. This cistern is... Oh, no. No, no. Lysis, no! Corrupt corpses. There, in the water. Fallen from the church fire. If we act quickly, most of the reserve can be saved. Work quickly!
Ear-splitting, that screeching! Are you bleeding? Up, up! We've got to get you out of here!
Whatever that creature was, it was the sickened water that made it. We must drain the reservoir. All of the water. Drain it all. Night to be.
As you work the ramshackle device, a heaving sigh is heard deeper in the chamber. The sound of rushing water causes saliva to swell in your cheeks. But this water is not for you. It is for no soul here.
Listen closely. There might be more corrupt beasties lurking about. The best way to deal with a creature tainted by the night plague is to face it square on. Look them right in their undead eyes. Show them you're not afraid of anything. Perhaps it's best if you both stick near me until we've got all this under control.
Galena, be kinder to the new priestess. She's trying to be useful. Become a part of us. And stop fussing. There's nothing the matter with me.
Nothing the matter with you. Besides the crimson geyser in your side, you're burdened with the morally righteous code of a craking remnant knight. The code that led you into the claws of a great beastie instead of Tupi's door. Which, mind you, is where you must go now anyway.
I'm afraid you're right. But it won't be me to make the journey. Will it, Knight-to-be? Stay as silent as you'd like, but you'll not abscond from the gratitude you're due. What I saw down in Melgham's cavern, that was a knight at work. Now Starspire needs you once more. To the north, you'll find the grotto, home of the sage Tupi. Tupi's grotto sits on the only clean aquifer in all of Talamel. Speak with him. Strike a deal if you can. He's the only hope Starspire has for water. You'll travel by Grainwake, and Felka, the June-faring knight, will travel with you via Grainwake. He's already waiting at the docks. As you should. Ask them, and I'll answer. He's an ancient one, has a deep connection to Talamel. It's best you meet him to understand him. But no matter the impression he makes, know that he serves only one. This dying world. That does not, Knight-to-be, include the humans that inhabit it. Keep mind of his intentions. I don't fully know. My best guess is that it once was a small, thirsty thing. Something that never meant any harm. But when it found our tainted water reserves, drank as instinct told it to, and never stopped until it was what it had become. In a way, it saved us. Had I not seen the full extent of the water's corruption, as it had twisted that creature, many people in Starspire may look just like it now. Do you mean, why are our sandboats called grain wakes? Starspire may not be a massive settlement, and truth be told, we don't have much to offer. But Egon and his crew make the best sand ships in all of Talamel. Light as a piece of grain, nimble, aye, grainwake. If it were up to me, only me, I'd have my sword on your shoulder at this very moment. But there are remnant knights more senior than myself. Honorable men and women they, and it's only by their approval that you can be bestowed. But after the waters are restored to Starspire, they'll know of what you've done. From my lips they'll hear it. And then we'll be brothers in this honored bond. Oh, Lysis, now you too. I'll be fine.
Before you head off, your gear might need some attention. Take this glint and sacramite over to the forge on Starspire's lower terrace and give your gear a look over. Wouldn't want to leave Starspire unprepared for the dangers of this world.
The head of a massive tortoise, and beside it are two spitterworm heads. Lawrence spoke of fantastic stories of how he survived encounters with all sorts of different beasts and monsters. The tortoise lives in lava fields and fends off predators by throwing heated stones at them. Spitterworms, on the other hand, are very aggressive and assail those who come too close with corrosive spit. The Ferrum are hollow within their armor, made of the mana that courses through the world. Their armor is an aid to keep their wraith-like forms contained.
other... And so... Guess I'll... Lord...
A pile of dust-covered copper bars sits outside the old smithy. A pile of dust-covered copper bars.
Oh, I'm not one for lying, at least that's what I'll tell. When it comes to sword fighting, I ran, my town fell. My legacy eternal, the Duke who turned tail, for I'm the little Lord Coward, Felmont of her well.
You look simply glistening after your jaunt round Starspire. Simply glistening.
Ready when you are, Knight. Grainwake's just there, behind me.